Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half acre homestead. Um, as you can see by the scenery behind me here, I'm not at home. Howie and I decided on a combined Christmas gift for the both of us. We flew down to Arizona for the weekend, and last night we went to Alice Cooper's 12th annual Christmas pudding. And if you can look by my finger, look who a guest was. As you can tell by my voice, I was really excited that Johnny Depp was a guest. We were 25 rows back, and of course, just being in the same room with that man was. I actually had a dream the night before we went while we were at the concert that everyone was told to look under their seats, and a certain number if it was under your seat, you got to go and have a meet and greet with Johnny Depp. And in my dream, of course, I won. But our motel here has a hot tub, and I've made good use of it on my back. And I'm hoping my back's still very sore, but I'm mobile. So I'm ready to come home. And we're coming home tomorrow, and I'm going to do some baking and cool stuff. And I think this Thursday is my week to do the Homestead Honey Hour. I'm not sure yet. If you have any ideas about what you'd like me to cover, or a topic for me to do on the Homestead Honey Hour at prepperbroadcasting.com, give me a shout and let me know, because that would be really cool. But in the meantime, I'm going to answer a few questions. I haven't had a chance. I brought my laptop with me, but I really haven't had a chance to do much. But I've had a few questions I'm going to answer. And one was Julia, and she asked me about the unusable parts of animals that we process, like hooves, and I'm sure there's a use for just about everything on every animal you process. But we don't use it all. But what we do is any unusable parts of the animals that we dispatch, we burn in an outdoor fire, and those ashes go in the compost or on the garden. I wouldn't recommend putting animal internal offal in your compost. You can, but it has to be really well buried. And if you live in backwoods country or whatever, you got coyotes and raccoons and stuff. You don't want any kind of that material within smelling distance of wolves or coyotes or stuff. Okay, you don't want them around your chickens and stuff. So we burn them, and we use the ashes in the garden. Someone said, what was the point of dehydrating eggs? The whole point of having your own laying hens is to have fresh eggs. Well, that's true, but sometimes your hens will lay a lot of eggs, depending on how many hens you have. And we don't always eat eggs every day, or we don't bake every day. And sometimes you just got an overflow, like you saw in my dehydrating egg video. So if they get to be a week old and I have over 30 eggs in the fridge, I will dehydrate them. And as you can tell from my video, I'm very careful about how I dehydrate them. I make sure that they're completely dry, because if there is any moisture, the cholesterol fats in the eggs will go rancid. So you have to be very, very careful. And Rena Wheat asked if you can stack your canning jars once they're filled. Now, it depends on how many you want to stack, but what I usually do is I save the boxes that my canning jars come in, and once my canning jars are filled and canned, I put them back in the box. And you can stack the boxes depending on how big your jars are. You can stack them 2 deep. Just make sure all your jars are the same height, and that your shelving, or where you're putting them, has shake bars on them, so that if you have an earthquake or someone bangs the shelf, you're not toppling things over. Obviously, you don't want to stack cases and cases and cases of jars 4, 5, 6 deep. However, if you want to stack them and you don't have available shelving, you can just take a piece of plywood and cut it to fit the tops of your cases of jars, and you can put a layer of plywood in between. Just make sure, again, that your jars and everything are really level. Okay, so that's an update. I'm coming home tomorrow. And this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, just raring to get back in the kitchen. We'll talk to you soon. Merry, happy, ho-ho. Bye bye.